in every meeting. So we're going to talk about social media, all the latest changes that happened in the last 30 days on the major platforms that I care about. So the first one we're talking about is Twitter. Who's on Twitter? All right then. 2 people. Woo! A couple things happened on Twitter. Last month I told you guys that they were up for sale. And that was like a big wah, wah, wah. No one actually purchased them. So they're really kind of unsure of their future. Kind of interesting. Interestingly enough, though, although user growth is down, but the amount of tweets are still consistent. So it is a consistently viable platform. And the reason it's suffering is because competition has come up. So Facebook is going to dominate the last part of this presentation, because I'm going to tell you how they're just basically competing with everybody and blowing people out of the water. Users are still very faithful to Twitter. So how many of you guys have been watching the debates? Right, kind of getting, Jerry's like, not me. I don't watch it either. I stream them on live, Facebook Live. But Excedrin had the highest retweet after the debates on May 19th. Excedrin. They had 2,637 hearts or likes, 1,323 retweets, and their ad says the possibility of a hashtag debate headache is high. Be prepared with Excedrin. And then their image says 64% of Americans, let me see if I can read here, 64% of Americans say avoiding headaches is impossible during a presidential election. So, clever. They were really clever. Take advantage of Twitter on there. So, why is this important? Because Twitter is still a viable platform. So, Twitter's not going to go anywhere. Although their stock price has come down, they suffered, in the past they've grown 30%. This quarter they only grew 24%. So they're still growing. It's just not what they're used to growing in the past. All this happened when the new CEO took over. I think it was last year in October. Kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. I'll let you know when something happens. So let's go to Instagram. Who's on Instagram? Oh, he's like, not me. It's okay. Instagram is still at 500 million users per month, active users per month. So Facebook has 1 billion active. Instagram has 500 million active. So they're almost there. That number was announced in June, so guaranteed that when they do their next count and they release their next number, that's going to be higher. What's interesting is that last month, I shared with you Instagram stories at the top. It's already grown to 150 million daily active users on Instagram stories. So Instagram stories is similar to Snapchat for our millennials. Snapchat, you take these little videos or images and they're shown for about 24 hours. Instagram said, we can do that. They did. Instagram stories came in, 100 million active users. What's interesting is that Snapchat has 150 million active users. So in the matter of just a couple of months, they're 2/3 on the way there. Crazy. So Instagram stories will continue to grow on there. Steady, let me see. All right, steady growth that could outperform Snapchat's 100 million global active users. So again, they continue to grow on there. So why is that important? Because there are more and more people using the stories. If you're doing an event, the very cool thing about Instagram stories, unlike Snapchat, you don't know when someone actually goes live. You don't get an alert or anything. You have to go on there and you'll see it. Up here, when someone has just posted, it comes in, this is your first one, and then they come up with the next person over. So you always see who's the latest thing. And they also are just now announcing live stories. So you can actually go live on your story, and right under your bubble, it says the word live. So when someone goes in there, you know right off the bat that they're live. So if you're not on Instagram, really consider figuring out how to tell your story in a pictorial manner that is very attractive and in a way people want to see. Regardless of what it is, you can always tell your story using pictures. All right, so now we're gonna go to Facebook. So Facebook has been busy again. October 19th was like the day that they made all of these announcements. Does anybody follow Facebook announcements? So I'm gonna tell you some of the really cool things that they've got coming up. First of all, they introduced a marketplace. So what's a marketplace? A marketplace is like Craigslist, but on Facebook. So it was so interesting, my nephew came over last week, and he was telling me how he was helping my dad get rid of some stuff in the garage, and he put it up on Craigslist. And I was like, oh, you should check out Marketplace. And he started posting some items from the house on Marketplace. He literally got 2 offers by the end of the night. So it's another way to purchase items. Whatever you're looking for, if someone's selling it, you can now list it on Marketplace. So Marketplace opens up with all the photos of the items, and it shows you those people that are near you that are selling those items. So it is location dependent. Now, if you want to go out of your location, you can just expand your reach. If you decide you want it, you message the person and you tell them I want it, and you make them an offer.
You don't list the price?
Yes, they have prices there, but you can also make them an offer. So it's like a Craigslist. If it's this one, I think is $460. My nephew put some lights up. He put them for $30, and a guy messages, I would give you 15. My nephew's like, I'll take 20. Okay, we'll pick it up.
I'm just curious, because I know I've seen on my Facebook feed people selling things in the last year or two.
So that's different.
Okay.
So those are typically groups. Okay. They become sales groups, and you can list your items for sale in there, and it's a type of group. This is actually on your phone when you open. You'll notice that your icon right here has turned to like a little shop. That shop is the Marketplace. So not now, because we have class to attend to. Here, when you go home, click that and see what everybody around you is selling. It's on everybody's phone available now, both on iOS as well as on Android. So it is dedicated to selling the items. This is available to individuals 18 and over in the US, UK, Australia, and New Zealand, and Facebook has said they're going to roll it out to other countries as well.
Is it only phone?
Yes, currently it's only on the phone, but they're working on your desktop as well. All right, Facebook on 10/19 did this whole release that's called Getting Things Done with the Help of Your Friends. So again, Facebook was originally created in order to keep you in touch with those people that matter most to you, which is your family and your friends. So now they're going to leverage all of your friends. One of the things they're going to do is based on your recommendations. So say, for example, I go out and I post and I say, hey, I'm looking for a good hairstylist in this area. Does anybody have any recommendations? And my friends start to chime in with multiple people. Now, if I'm looking for a hairstylist and my friends have suggested people, Facebook is actually going to map those people on a map for me then to figure out where they are in relationship to me. Kind of powerful, because it really is word of mouth. So this has to do with the 0 moment of truth when you don't know your customer is your customer. How do you win them? By recommendations. Facebook is leveraging that. Then they also introduced the events bookmark is being updated to reflect what's popular with your friends. So if you have a business event or anything, you want to start posting it on Facebook because your friends start liking it. Better opportunity for your events to start showing up in their events bookmark area. How many of you actually post your events on Facebook? Right? It's pretty powerful because they send the reminders for you. Right? Next thing they did, and all this was announced on the 19th of October. They announced everything at one time. They announced updated call to action. So we all know what a CTA is. So on your phone, this blue line here is where it typically says learn more, call now, visit website, things like that. They introduced order food. So if you have a restaurant, you can actually now order food from your Facebook app. They work with anybody who is registered with delivery.com or Slice, and Facebook isn't taking a cut of that. Their whole purpose of doing that was just to make it easier for people to get food if they're with their friends. You can now request an appointment. So doctor, dentist, lawyer, whatever it is, it needs an appointment, and you can actually click the request appointment button now, and that's available to all local businesses. You can get a quote. So insurance, someone wants to request a quote, also available to local businesses, as well as get tickets to movies or events. So theoretically, Craig can put this event on Facebook, and they can register on Facebook, and if it was a paid event, they can take the money straight from Facebook. So the user never leaves Facebook in order to get business done. So why is this important? Because Facebook wants world domination. Right? Facebook, this is important because they stated that this is the first step, and over the coming months we'll be launching even more new features that will make it easier to get things done, make confident decisions, and communicate directly with businesses on your time and your term. So they're going back to what is important, their core values, which is friends and family. They want to make it as easy for you as possible to do business with people on Facebook, with businesses on Facebook. Facebook continues to expand in functionality and is working hard to keep you within the platform. They do not want you to leave Facebook. And so neglecting your Facebook page could really mean a lot of missed opportunities. So I forgot the why is that important? Because neglecting your Facebook page could mean a lot of missed opportunities. Another thing that was announced today, which was really interesting, is that we talked about Facebook Live in the past. And Facebook Live is where you can live stream, and really you can make your own television station. So this is not a political endorsement or anything. Whatever your politics are is on you. But Donald Trump just announced that he's going to start doing a nightly news broadcast on Facebook. So think about that. If you have an idea that you want to do a broadcast on a regular interval, you could do that on Facebook Live, provided that it falls within the community standards. That's all I got.
All right, give her a big hand.